Why did you feed it down through me?
I don't know. As I wanted to get between your
unplug
balls.
Just unplug
balls. Balls. Uno, dos, tres, dos. Do you know that ball song? No?
Oh no, I thought you were singing Fergalicious.
Fergalicious, definitious, make the girls go crazy. Is that what it says?
No, I was just saying.
God. E to the R to the N-I-E, Ernie. I'm tasty. E.
Ew.
Hit it, Ernie. Every time I come around, I'm going to get it down. Welcome to Best There Is podcast. We are back. Thank you, Eddie from the Film Officers. I always tell him I have such a hard time saying it. And Jake filling in. But I have back Ryan, the know-it-all. I don't know what Ryan is, but we know Declan's the devil's advocate.
I couldn't get rid of me.
Because Jake said... Jake had to play Declan. We're like, I need you to be the shorter white guy with the longer hair.
He's taller than me, though, isn't he?
Yeah, you're right. He's pretty tall.
He's
but
not that
I'm taller than him, so that's
You're
all
like 6'2", though.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
6 foot.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You're 5'11"?
I'm 5'11".
Huh.
Yeah, I'm pretty short.
You could tell
Donnie's
people. You could tell people that, though, and they wouldn't.
It's funny.
It's the hair, I think.
It's funny.
Adds an extra
It's
inch.
funny because my cousin, Lil Rudy, who's been on... He wants to be on here really bad, but he's been in a thing. He told me he's 5'8", and I was like, bullshit, but he may be 5'8". But he was like, I read Oscar Isaac is 5'8", and that makes me feel good that I'm 5'8", too. And I was like, just to let you know, a lot of actors and wrestlers are notoriously known...
Tom Cruise is 5'5".
They are notoriously known for lying about their height. Like, bad.
So, I went to the doctor's, like, maybe...
If you're going to hold it like that, you got to talk over it like it's a jug that you're blowing
Pretend it's an ice cream.
Maybe 3 months ago. And, I'm pretty sure I'm taller than you.
Well, you have
Scoliosis.
You got scoliorini, right? The Italian dish. Yeah, you're taller than me, period. But if they straightened out your back, you'd be probably like Shaq's height.
But the funny thing is
that's an episode of Family Guy.
They measured my height. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm 5'11". And then she measured me. She's like, oh, 5'10", and writes it down. I'm like, I always thought I was 5'11". Nope, you're definitely 5'10". And she wrote it down, and I was like, okay, I guess
that's an episode of Seinfeld. Yeah, get your notes and scribble it out, right? Yeah, because you're definitely taller than me.
My dad, because he helped me fill out my driver's permit, back when I was a wee age of 16, right? My dad I can't believe he did this. He wrote my height as 5'10".
That's funny.
And I was like, when I finally read it, and I was like, Dad,
it wasn't on your license.
It was my permit.
Oh,
it could have been on my license.
That'd been so good.
But
get the card, like.
But when I filled out my license, I was like, can I change my height? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm not 5'10". But I was like, if a cop pulls me over and he's like, sir, step out of the vehicle, and he just, no.
I don't know.
It's not
I don't
your
know
permit.
if they really. Yeah, I guess.
I'm substantially.
Your eyes aren't blue.
I'm significantly.
But you are white. Get out of here. You're on.
Yes,
you're on First Street. Get out of here.
Can I tell a story about white privilege real quick?
Sure.
When I first moved to.
We don't know about that.
When I first moved down. Oh shit! Censor that out. I don't want people to know where I live.
I don't even know where that is. And
just censor it out for me, okay? When I was living next to whatever the place I was.
Do you know where that is?
It was like downtown. I'll say it like that, right? I was in a turn-only lane, but this is like the first time driving, and those roads are fucking confusing, right?
How many enemies do you have?
What do you mean? It's not how many enemies I currently have. It's how many enemies I could have, and how many people are gonna go back. Like, right? If you put yourself out on the internet, right? People will fucking find all that shit. They'll backtrace
wants
it,
to
right?
be my enemy.
So.
Oh, the misery.
I go straight in a turn-only lane, right? And an undercover cop, or like an off-duty cop in his giant-ass pickup pulls me over, so I have to pull over the thing. And he's like, so what made you think you could do that? And I was like, sir, I just moved here. I don't know how these roads work, and I'm really sorry, and I'll be more vigilant next time. And he's like, okay. And then he leaves, and I'm just like, this just adds to the stereotype.
It feels so good.
Did you want to get shot?
Kind of. I mean, hey, it would have been exciting, right?
You're like, I'm pretty white, officer. I can pretty much do what I want, correct? He's like, you got me there.
I pay your salary.
South Park episode.
Which one's that? All of them?
Just stuff in general.
When they call what's that guy from Florida? They call him to kill Token because Token's the he's the
token black kid.
No, Token's the patient zero for like a World War Z fake.
It was because he didn't watch Black Panther.
Yeah, that's why.
That's so fucked up.
And like, so
Cartman didn't believe him.
He starts this like World War Z type scenario where it's like Brad Pitt. And, like, there's a whole separate storyline where they're basically parodying the whole movie.
Have you seen the? Well, if you go ahead, finish.
But fuck, you made me lose my fucking train of thought.
Have you seen the video or that one where I was just watching the other day, and I've seen it before, where Carmen doesn't get invited to what's his name's party. They're going to like some taco Disney park type place. There's taco slides, taco everything. So Butters gets the invite.
Oh, is that a vagina reference, by the way?
No.
Okay, I feel like
no. It's all Mexican restaurant. Okay. Like, it's crazy. He goes, I can't believe you're getting to go. He goes, sorry. Why would I invite you, fat ass? Because blah 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 blah. Then he starts being nice. He goes, no, it's cool, guys. Go have fun. And then he was working. You know what, Carmen? You've been really nice. He's like, if I didn't invite Butters, I wouldn't invite you. So he fucks with Butters and tells him like the world's coming to an end, and then he keeps him in a bunker. And he's like, well, I can't go tonight. I gotta look for Butters. And then they go. He goes, we're gonna wait for a week, then we'll go if we can find Butters. And there's a whole big search. He keeps on going there. We ain't making it, man. We ain't making it down here. And they keep shutting it. I'm just like, fuck.
It's just like Cloverfield, Cloverfield Lane.
That's what it felt like. But anyway, so She-Hulk,
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, then we won't talk about it.
Okay.
I talked to you about...
I know, I just haven't sat down and watched it.
You can watch the trailer?
I can watch it right now. If you got the time for it, and then we can talk about it. You can cut this whole part out.
Or you can watch it as we talk about... No, I was going to say talk about Doctor Strange. I had a lot to think about with Doctor Strange.
So did you enjoy your theater-going experience?
Yeah, popcorns went up a bit.
Mm-hmm. So I went on a trip for a week, right? And I got back at like 7 o'clock, and I was like, I haven't slept in like a day. Fuck it, why don't I go see Doctor Strange? So I called up a buddy in there. We just went to go see it that night. Finally got home, and I was like, cool, that was a really good movie. I opened the door, go inside, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. And I wake up, and I didn't remember anything about the movie.
You opened the door, and you walked into the Vishanti.
Mm-hmm. I was just like punching holes through reality and shit.
Well, I don't know if Declan's going. You're gonna watch it. Well, I'll just talk.
Let me just watch it real.
Just watch it real quick and listen to it. You can take your headphones off. I'm gonna say a little bit. So the problem is with all this is, people are gonna give me crap because they're gonna be like, "You're a hater," blah 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 blah. Then we have Ryan. Well, that's Declan. Declan's gonna be saying I'm being a hater. You like things that are or don't like things that are popular. I'm not telling you right now if my opinion is gonna be great or bad. I have things to say on both sides. You are super biased. I have Agamotto here. We have the book of Ashanti, baby.
I've seen memes of that.
Have you?
Oh shit.
Also, did you see that Frogman picture I sent you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in it for a second. It's glorious. So this is going to be
nothing's better than Tim Roth.
This is going to be a tough one for us to talk about, I feel, because I don't know if you're going to bring up anything negative about what happened in the movie, because you're looking at it through rose glass tinted eyes, some Cyclops eyes.
Rose tinted glasses, not rose glass tinted eyes.
He's Scott Summers.
That's not even on.
You can't see past his stunners. Scott Summers.
I feel like I can see the problems.
It's rose quartz.
I'll overlook them.
Yeah, but you can't. When you give someone opinions to go see
Wanda
things,
and I love Strange, so I'm like, oh, cool, my perfect movie. I have two of my favorite superheroes together.
Right, but you still can say
sad that
Batman.
They're against each other.
Batman is one of my favorite characters, and I could tell you that Ben Affleck's Batman has not been my favorite. People argue with me against that. That's very split down the middle, far as like people's beliefs on Batman and all that. But I can tell you that Robert Pattinson, he does have some issues. I do like him in the Batman suit as Bruce Wayne. It's really hard. But did you ever watch that finally?
Yeah, I watched it.
What did you think?
It was long.
Did it? You've seen 7 though, right?
It was good, and I haven't seen 7.
My dad used to make us watch it all the time.
I still haven't seen that or Fight Club.
Fight Club is a lot of inspiration for Moon Knight, but yeah. So, anyways, there's going to be a lot of issues with us talking Doctor Strange. So, we'll go into She-Hulk then real quick since you just watched it. I don't like the CGI at all.
I hate it.
It looks
too
really
smooth.
It's really, really bad. I'm hoping they're going to tune it up because the internet's already making fun of it with the Shrek images from the.
Did you see Shrek makes an appearance in Mike Myers' Netflix show?
No,
That show's weird.
It seemed really weird.
But overall,
Not the Illuminati.
the story
The
looks
good Illuminati, though.
the story looks really, really, really good. And people were bitching that Hulk is not going to be in a lot of it, but it looks like unless it's just the first couple episodes.
It's probably like the first 2 episodes.
But I think it's smart that there's going to be a division of superhero like lawyers, kind of like Damage was for Damage Control was for cleanups for a superhero company.
Until Tony fucked them or whatever,
Yeah.
and then half of them.
But in the comics, that's what the issues were always about, them fixing. It was dumb. It was like a goofy comic, but She-Hulk has always been fun and goofy. This looks like it's more of a serious side, except for like you do see Thundra, the girl. I forgot her name. She's
It's
really pretty.
Jamil,
really pretty chick.
Jamil?
She hosts
She's from The Good Place.
But I know her from the Practical Jokers game show. They have the lie detector, or I forgot what it's called. Whatever it's called. But she looks kind of goofy as Thundra. Frogman looks great.
Are we gonna get to?
Well, it looks like she's on trial because it looks like they're in a courtroom and she burst out of her.
There is a bunch of rumors, but like I said, I've
You want to talk about the rumors?
no, because he doesn't want to hear it. But it's the ones that me and you both read. I don't think they're going to hold up to what we saw. Tim Roth rehabilitating already has been said, though. They've already said that.
We've seen that.
And they said Armadillo is going to be in it. A lot of low-key, horrible characters. Where
I think the Wiz will be
How
back.
old is Tim Roth?
he's old gent. I would say in his 50s.
He's still. It's all actors, I guess, but
It's
it
Tim Roth.
Still looks the same, man.
And he's just great. So I'm happy that he's back. What's his name's in it? Hulk.
Frogman.
Hulk. What the fuck? I can't think of his name.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. I love
Wong
Mark Ruffalo.
has been confirmed.
Yeah, they say Wong plays
Sir,
actually.
that's the Sorcerer Supreme.
He plays a big part, and that's weird that he's a Sorcerer Supreme and he's going to be in that.
Well, he's working with Abomination,
I get that,
as
but,
you've seen in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
and they show him as Abomination in the trailer. So I don't know if he's going to be able to transform back and forth. I don't know. We'll see if it does what it said it's going to do. I think, honestly, the concept sounds great. And that's what makes me want to watch it, because she's a great actress.
She's amazing.
You know her name better than me. I know it's Tatiana
Maslany.
Monslany. I loved her in Orphan Black. You watched Orphan Black like crazy. That's the only reason why I watched it, because I was in the living room. But she's a really good actress because she played like
You know her
five.
from The Office or Parks and Rec.
Is that a BBC show?
Yes, BBC.
It
Yeah.
is.
Is she like comes out of like a body bag and she's covered in tattoos?
No,
She plays multiple
He's thinking of the
clones.
one that's Sif, Lady Sif.
Oh,
She's in that one where she comes out of a bag and she's covered in tattoos. And
She
shit.
might have been in a body bag at some point.
I think
plays,
she
plays like
because the first
Some
episode is
different
She
she
got black hair. It's like
she plays ton. No, that's Sif.
Okay.
She plays so many characters in that because it starts off with one of them dying.
Mhm.
That's how the whole fucking thing starts.
But she plays them all next to each other in the same room, and it's crazy.
It's
wow,
kind
it's
of
a
like
lot like a movie we're gonna talk about today.
it's like Mark Spector and Stephen Grant.
I still love that was the double was his brother.
Yeah, you told me he was like a lot chubbier, but when he hugs him and stuff, he doesn't look that chubby. He
Well,
does
it's
in the
not
pictures.
It's not the actual. It's still like that's like when they're together. That's CGI. But
Oh.
when it's like back and forth, right? When you just see like
The
Mark
back of the head.
talking to.
You're saying he's just a
Steven?
stand-in or whatever?
Yeah, it's like that's and like those emotional moments because it's kind of hard to get like really emotional when
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not like you don't actually have a secondary personality that you're emotionally attached to. So what's the closest thing to having another personality? It's just a sibling, right?
Well,
That'd be hard for me.
that's real acting, dog. I'm gonna tell you
No,
that
I
back
was
at
just saying because none
you.
of my brothers and sisters look the same as me.
Hey, they don't have his brother doesn't look like him. He's shorter than he's even shorter than him. He's like
I think
big
that's just
heavier.
acting. A lot of times it was just like a ball back in the day. Now they put like pictures of like Thanos on there and stuff.
The Colossus
So-
one always kills me.
So if we do She-Hulk, are you gonna want to run through it like you did the other movie?
what do you mean?
Like what movie did we do last? That
Is this a movie?
Oh,
No,
I'm
it's a
sorry.
show.
Doctor Strange. I'm sorry. Do you want to run through it? Like this is how this is how it starts.
Yes.
Our opinions on it through the whole thing.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
And we don't do no like non-spoiler stuff here, so we're just gonna run through the whole fucking movie, right?
Yeah, I'll have my opinions on it.
So the movie just starts.
That's one thing I'll give you is this movie had a lot of action and it was good. And fuck anyone that thinks that's Shuma. Like people would straight
Well,
up
the thing that-
people would straight up argue that they don't have the rights. Okay, whatever.
Well,
like
Oh,
Ryan,
you're skipping the whole.
Yeah, even
opening
before
Okay,
that,
go ahead.
where you're
scene.
missing ponytail Doctor Strange out of nowhere. You just get Doctor Strange with ponytail.
Yeah, it's funny why
he's
all
talking
doc-
Spanish to her, and
it's
it's
funny.
like,
I thought
Defender Strange to last.
I can't say that. But I
is
thought.
that the Defender Strange?
Mhm.
He's called the toy says the Defender Strange, and he's wearing the red and black Defender's outfit.
Uh-huh, and he's like,
Well, let's be for real. The first Defenders was from like the 70s, and he looked like yellow circles, blue shirt. But then they relaunched the Defenders like in
oh, is that the hero click that's going like this?
yes,
Okay.
in the blue with the red,
Where he doesn't have a cape
He
on.
has his classic costume in Defenders.
whatever.
Oh, he doesn't have a cape on, right?
Yes.
No, I mean-
not the,
Matt Fraction's
the
run.
Defender one. He has a cape.
No, he didn't.
That's what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying. There's a hero click of a Strange that looks like him, and he doesn't have a cape. So I was like,
Yes, yes,
oh,
yes,
okay.
that's a
So that
Defender.
click must have been the one that.
From the Defender series.
But
With Iron Fist is on that team and all that.
that monster that's chasing them, right? The demon or whatever the fuck, the warp entity. It looks like it's made of those red bands or whatever, right?
Probably is.
I'm like, is that like related? Like, what's the name of that spell?
That's the.
Crimson.
Here, let's look
Crims-
it up.
Oh shit!
Isn't it the Crimsons of whatever?
Crimson bands of something. Sidorak?
Mm-hmm.
So like the same demon that. So what?
Juggernaut.
But Sidorak just looks like a normal demon, right? He's just a big dude, right?
Well, I think we're about to find out.
Like, what does Sidorak look like in the comics?
I don't know.
I don't. I think if they showed him, he's long.
I want to say Juggernaut Space
What's
74.
Sidorak?
What Shadowrack look like? Meh.
Oh, look, they just show the gem. That's what Juggernaut has.
Oh, it starts with a C. It's C.
What does it say about the
YTT?
gem? Anything about him being raveled?
It just says about.
Damn it! I don't think I brought towel.
Oh, this
Juggernaut.
motherfucker just looks like corn. Yeah, he just looks like Juggernaut.
He looks like he looks like a freak on
That
the
might have
leash.
been when Juggernaut went to his dimension, though, and like took over.
Or I guess I don't know.
But anyways, so yes.
But yeah, like see, there's the bands when he grabs Thanos. Like that's what it looks like it's made of, right?
yeah.
It could
So
be.
I was
mean,
like, maybe that's like, I don't know, maybe that's Sidorak. I guess.
that's part of how the magic works. Is their
All those
borrowed magic from other
from
dimensions.
Oh, that explains a lot, actually. That explains why
Oh, look,
he
he's
like
an
manifests
old
him.
man.
Crimson Bands of Sidorak.
Yeah, and that band actually does kind of look like it. How they have it all drawn right there.
Yeah.
Right down over there. Yep, that looks like him.
But yeah, and then he's like, we got to get to the Book of Ashanti, the ultimate Deus Ex Machina.
Which is
thing.
weird that I told Brian. I thought we already got the book a long time ago. I
And- but,
never
like-
realized he was never not in the first one, or wasn't the first one.
With Wong apparently knew about the existence, like this book was real, it was just possible to get to, right? But he never thought to bring it up to anybody else.
Probably doesn't
And like,
want
why the
anybody
fuck
to
would?
have it?
I'll get into it later. I like this movie a lot, but the Book of Ashanti just opens up this fucking
Va.
whole.
Va.
Is it Vashanti?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Oh, they said Ashanti. Baby, baby, baby.
But the existence of that book is like, it's the ultimate problem solver, right?
No, well, they
Because
claim
you can
as
use it
the-
infinitely
the
times.
Anti-Darkhold.
I know, but you can use it infinite times, right? They used it to beat Thanos. We'll get to that later.
I mean, they can. It's like saying.
But
the
he's
Darkhold,
had
you
it.
could
For,
use
he's had it forever in the comics. It's never save the day every time.
This isn't the comics universe.
These are just spells he uses. Half these he
but
just
the Book
yells
of
out of his
Ashanti
ass.
literally opens up and gives you whatever you need to beat whatever.
Apparently,
Apparently, right? They
Is
use
this
it to beat
MCU
Thanos.
or movie?
we never got to see.
But yeah, that ass. He gets stabbed through the leg, and then he's about to get taken. He's like, "I gotta steal your power."
And he pulls the time gem speech where it's like, "This is the only way." Like,
and then he gets marked, and she begs.
But he helps
Yeah.
her
Well, at
escapes,
that
though,
point,
after he's
at that
died.
point, he's like, "I'm dying. I need to get her to get away."
Yeah, because she gets strung up and then she pops the hole in the star-shaped hole.
'Cause she got scared.
I'm scared. I'm not afraid
Pop.
of you.
pop,
And then he pushes her through, and then she pops out. And
and he flies through it too.
but apparently, every time she pops through the portal, she lands in the same place in New York. Because when they go to the other reality, right? They end up on the same exact
Doctor Strange
roof.
says later on that you know where you want to go every time you've done it.
So maybe the roof is. I don't know. That's weird. That
Maybe
it's
she
specifically-
wants to be near where Doctor Strange is at subconsciously or something.
Knows of it because she's seen it before, maybe.
I don't know, because he says that when he tells her like you know how to use this, he's like, you've been bringing us to the right spots every time.
But
then
so
the big fight breaks out during the wedding.
We get sad Doctor Strange being like, "Damn, I missed out on love." And then there's that moment where he's like, it's pretty hard being
it's
dust
very
for
awkward.
5 years, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I can relate."
I lost 2 cats and my brother.
That's so funny. He mentions the cats first.
I know.
So weird that they gave Nicodemus West a speaking
Does he
scene.
do anything in the comics?
Yeah, he's a
I remember
villain.
hearing he shot Doctor Strange or something.
well,
with Hitler's gun.
He's part of the Oath comic. He's the villain of that who
Oh,
stops Doctor Strange from curing cancer.
What an asshole!
But his cats died.
By the
It's
way,
weird because he's one of the main cards on the title cast. Like when they show his name.
isn't he on the poster too?
He has his own character poster.
Weird.
The guy that cats died, he got his own character poster for this movie,
So I don't know if they're planning on doing something with him.
or he was in more of the movie.
But they wouldn't release.
How
the
much was
poster.
cut? How much was cut out?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
We might get a director's cut one day. Who knows?
No, they're gonna do it. They'll do a cut,
People are saying
or they'll have all the
maybe
deleted
a
scenes.
Rami cut that's not going
Canon?
to Disney Plus because it would be rated R instead.
Cool. But yeah. So he's a sad Doctor Strange with a weird cat guy, and he's at a wedding.
It was
Pretty much it.
really awkward.
You know
And
how
even
movie
the
was
whole
supposed
like,
to start, right?
huh?
You know how the movie was supposed to start.
Oh,
It was supposed to open with 616 Mordo going to Wanda. And saying, "Hey,
Oh, I remember.
you can't
I heard
do this,"
that,
and
yeah.
she cuts his head off.
yeah, we read that.
But they didn't want the viewers to know that she's a villain. Right off the bat. Although you
The
get to
trailer-
learn 20 minutes later that she's a villain.
The trailer literally shows her as a fucking villain. I don't get it.
So
I have an idea how I would do it different, but I'll save that till the end.
and then something goes wrong.
Well, I just don't like
Here-
the whole meeting with her was very stupid and awkward.
Well, it's
We're not there
obviously
yet.
set.
Because she's like,
Wait, with Wanda?
no, with the girl.
Yeah, because it's
With-
obviously
with-
setting up for something later in the movie.
Because she's walking away and he like grabs her by the arm, like, wait a minute. I was just like, God damn, dog. I'm sorry. Things I'd be like, dude, it's over. You don't even need to talk to her anymore. Like, you guys are just dust in the wind.
Wait, what are you talking about?
He's
When
talking
he
about.
stops Christine and tries to have
yeah.
a little moment
But
to
that's
like,
setting up for something clearly.
cool, but it kind of seemed like
The movie's called Multiverse of Madness.
he
There's
was
multiple
trying
versions
hard.
of multiple characters.
He
guess what?
missed-
Neither of them want nothing to do
He
with him.
missed 5 years of being with her, and she moved on, and he didn't because
She
he didn't.
moved on.
He didn't
already.
even know.
She
but
moved on,
he
period,
didn't
though.
even experience the time.
During Doctor Strange, she was done with him.
But he didn't really get. He's been doing superhero stuff, and
I've been
not being
saving the
able to-
world.
But he does a dope flip out because something goes wrong in New
his
York,
intro
right? And he
is
does
just as good as Iron Man's.
And I don't know how I
pocket's
still feel
square.
about. I still don't know how I feel about the.
Oh yeah, wait, that was the cape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
I didn't even notice
I don't
that.
know how I
That's
still
sick.
feel about the cape being the Aladdin.
I love it. I like the cape.
It's got its own personality.
Yeah, shit. What the fuck? I
It's
would
like-
get a.
People call him Capey
I
or
don't know.
Clokey.
Well, he does his own shit, right? And he like
Yeah.
saves people, and he like helps. Like he's like Doctor Strange's #1 supporter. That's like what I like about Doctor Strange is he's
It makes him fly. Yeah.
But Doctor Strange doesn't have a large supporting cast. He has a cape and Wong, but that's like good enough, right? Because Wong's a good balance to him as well, like, right? Because Wong's more measured and calm, right? But Wong's hilarious too.
Yeah.
So and Doctor Strange isn't really that funny. Like,
He's an asshole.
yeah, that's why he's funny.
He's
but
not
Wong is
an
like
asshole though. They made him super humorous in this, and that bugged me a lot. It's very Sam Raimi humor, and it cringed me so much. I don't like Sam Raimi as much as people like him. I think Sam Raimi's a good director for certain things. I don't think he was made for this.
oh,
I
look at
feel
this
his
hater.
directing style.
There was
really
shots.
fit
There were shots
the
that were
movie.
just so bad.
Like what?
A lot of the POVs are Rachel's like, and now the camera's on her basically, and she's fighting off the demon. You know how it's like the demon's on her face flying
Rachel?
at her? Rachel McAdams.
And she's fighting off a demon?
Yeah. I can show you when I go home.
Oh, you mean the
Are you talking about the
spirits?
of the damned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime they do the close up where they're like doing the Evil Dead shots, when they do the this is where I understood where Donnie was coming from. He said they can never figure out if they're doing a Marvel movie or they're going to do a horror movie. And I was like, well, they're clearly saying that this is going to be their first horror movie. I got no horror out of it besides Scarlet Witch, and that was way too overdone.
She's the horror.
It was
element.
way too overdone. That's not Scarlet Witch has never been that way. It's stupid. It didn't make sense.
Well,
but let's go back to the fight.
I like
Garganto's fights, and everyone was saying, "Oh, Shuma, they couldn't do it." No, Ryan explained it perfectly. If it was Shuma,
Shuma's a Sorcerer Supreme, right? So it couldn't have been Shuma, right? He's a wizard in and of himself.
Oh no, Shuma's the intergalactic demon entity that if it got into our dimension, everything's dead.
So he's Dormammu?
He's stronger than Dormammu.
but that's the thing is, if Shuma shows up, people don't get it. You don't fight him in the streets. Like I forgot
He's just a tiny squid monster.
what's that from? Where they're like, he's not gonna settle it,
Dude,
in the streets.
Ken can beat him up.
He's never had his full
So he's dark.
form.
He's no Starro.
So-
I'll tell you that much. No,
Well-
Starro's no him. I'm saying.
So, okay.
But people were saying that's Shuma. They just had to calm Gargantos because the rights. No, if Shuma was there, it's a way bigger deal. Shuma doesn't fuck around in the middle of the fucking street.
Okay.
But anyways, that fight was pretty cool. I enjoyed that a lot. America Chavez.
Well, okay.
Definitely.
No. You skip past a really important thing. It's invisible at first, right? Does he cast magic to make it uninvisible to everybody? Or just himself? Because at one point it's
'Cause
climbing
all
the building and everybody can
Yeah,
see it.
they're all watching the fight.
But that's never explained.
In Donny Cates' run, it shows in the beginning of the comic that there's constantly creatures and demons in the world that only he can see.
Okay. But
So I'm thinking he gave
everybody
so that they can like get away.
Mm-hmm. So they know exactly
But,
where. Okay.
Yeah, they don't explain that in the movie.
But Wong shows up, Sorcerer Supreme Wong.
Send him a sin down one.
Badass.
Wong's got his own superpower now. He can make just weapons out of just magic. Because he's got those little throwing knives.
I'm
with the
sure
whip
Strange
and
could
then-
have, but I think Wong has a
But
little.
that's Wong's thing.
Wong's got a little more experience being
a combatant.
just a sorcerer in general.
Well,
You
Doctor
saw-
Strange is doing more complicated stuff.
let's
lived in
let's jump a little bit further.
Comitage.
Just a little bit further. He runs that fucking group of sorcerers like
No,
a fucking
no.
army. I'm saying, like, this dude's clearly been around the block.
But I still
really
think
love
Doctor
how
Strange
they
is a
changed his character compared to the comic.
because isn't he like an assistant?
Yes. Yeah, he's just.
Yeah,
it's a
he's
racist
just-
thing, pretty much.
He brings Silver Surfer tea. That's the only thing I've ever seen him in.
Yeah,
When Silver Surfer crashes through the
Oh.
building and Doctor Strange is like, "Are you okay?"
Oh, that's funny because
He
I
does more
always
now.
love that because that's
the
shot
Thanos.
shot for shot basically, but it's Hulk in that scene.
Yeah, but I think the Surfer's cooler though.
Surfer's badass, but they had to make it work.
That
whatever.
is fucking badass.
But yeah, him showing up and it's very like their dynamic is really great.
Yeah, I like back to back, and then Doctor Strange gets thrown through a building. The Cape has to go save her, and the
And he's
Cape
like,
comes
you
back
know,
from him.
I saw you bow earlier, and he's like, you should,
should
it's contemporary to bow.
bow in the honor of the Sorcerer
And
Supreme.
he's just like, yeah.
But it's also like, did anybody bow to Steven? Watch us go back to like the first Doctor Strange, and when he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme,
Did
Wong
he
bows
become
to him.
Sorcerer Supreme in
Yeah.
that one? It was just the very end of the movie, right? Is when he
Isn't he the Sorcerer Supreme?
when he throws the cape on. I think that's when it ends, right?
I don't know
Because he
if
gets
they
the
have a
Eye of
date.
Agamotto. He like wields
Does
the Eye
have
of
the
Agamotto.
eye.
So
I don't know.
I
can't
think
remember.
it is because
I
it's made a
guess-
point of post 5 years that Wong is now the Sorcerer Supreme, right? Then who was the Sorcerer Supreme between the Ancient One and Wong? It's got to be Strange, right?
Maybe
Well, I
we'll
think-
find out.
After Ancient One died, I think that's when he
Strange,
became, right?
yeah. And then Strange goes by, and so somebody has to be Sorcerer Supreme, and Wong's not dusted, so Wong becomes Sorcerer Supreme.
So when he gets dusted, does the
So we're gonna get more stories between the.
well, they're taking time off.
No, I'm
Scarlet
ta-
Witch
I'm
and Strange.
saying we're getting more stories that take place within the decimation or whatever it's called.
Okay.
See,
Who told you this?
Kevin Feige.
Oh, we're gonna get
He
stories.
told him that. Kevin Feige came to his house.
He
Ring,
interviewed-
ring.
I
Hello,
think it
it's
was at
me.
the Multiverse
I didn't mean for it to sound like that.
Secret Invasion takes place during the 5 years.
Secret Invasion is supposed to set everything up for the Captain Marvels. They said. That's what I heard. But we forgot. Steven had that bad dream. Remember, like we talked about it, but that
Every
was a dream.
night I wake up. Every night I go to bed, I have the same dream.
And every nightmare.
Or every time I wake up, it's a nightmare or
Yeah.
some shit.
The line that gets me from the new Jordan Peele movie is what's the opposite of a miracle?
Mhm.
You haven't seen that? You didn't see that trailer when you went to go see Doctor Strange? You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
that.
the Nope?
I don't-
Yeah, in that, there's a line in that trailer that always gets me, and he's like, "What's the opposite of a miracle?" And I'm like, I'm
So-
always like, "What is the opposite of a miracle?"
Catastrophe, an omen? No.
No, because there can be good omens.
Well, supposedly, dreams. Well, American Chavez.
Dream,
meets with them.
Dream.
And she's like, "Shut your mouth, you lazy bleep." She tells them that dreams are real, they're really happening. So people have been connecting that with Tony Stark. Is that an alternate
Well,
reality?
By the way, that means all your wet dreams
yeah,
were real.
Wanda already had the ability to cast into the multiverse.
But that means though that Tony's dream, because I had a dream last night of me and you, we had a kid. He goes, "What's the name of it?" "Oh, Morgan," this and that. So is there a reality out there that Tony's alive with Morgan? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
it would have been nice if they jumped through realities and we
Yeah.
saw that. It'd be so much closure to be like, man,
That'd be sick if they took
Tony-
15
Tony-
minutes out of this Doctor Strange movie to put a whole thing in my
we had shit with dinosaurs and shit.
He's
flying
dead.
around.
Get over
Leave
it.
the Savage Land alone.
It's not the Savage Land. People said that first. I don't
There's
think it's them.
cartoon, and then there's a universe where you just be paint.
That was fucking.
We're not even that far yet.
No.
They go to a cafe and they talk.
Well, no, he pulls the eye out of fucking.
That was
awesome.
That was in the
and gross.
in the spoilers. What we read that how they killed him is they pulled the eye out, and they talk about him
Well,
shredding
she-
her in half, and
Well, okay, so apparently
and then she jacks the finger thing, right?
Well, she can also punch star-shaped holes into anything, I guess. Is that her
It
power?
just punches into.
But she does it to the
nothingness.
concrete. So
She,
can it be?
she
can
usually
she
kicks her foot. She doesn't usually punch.
So can she just do that to any material?
Yeah.
Like anything, like adamantium.
I don't think she needs to hit anything.
Well, but it's like
either.
that. But that's her power, though, is to
Yeah.
just put star-shaped holes into things. It could be the wall in reality. It could be like a literal wall. Interesting. America Chavez. We'll get to her fucking backstory later because that also didn't really make any sense to me. But
there's not much of a backstory. but-
just that we'll talk about it later. But yeah, they go to a fucking cafe,
But-
right? She's like, I don't trust you. Also, pizza exists in every universe.
Yeah, pizza balls.
Yeah. But I mean,
Don't-
that's like
don't get-
that's important,
well,
right?
Oh my god. But anyways, yeah. So she doesn't want to trust him, but it's like, is it just because Doctor Strange is an asshole all the time?
He
But
just tried to kill her.
Yeah.
but he
20
also
minutes
was just
ago.
helping her until he decided I have to kill you. To say
Yeah, but if I help you, then go to kill you, and then help you again, what is the thing that sticks in your mind? Not
Yeah.
the 2 times I helped you, the 1 time I tried to kill you.
yeah, but there it doesn't.
It only
I mean,
takes takes a bunch of times to build trust. It only takes 1 time to lose it, right? You can be good friends with somebody forever, build a bunch of trust, right? But if you fuck them over once, it's just it, right? All that trust is gone, right?
I mean, I don't think they were friends, but I mean, sometimes
I didn't
It
think that they
seems
were
like
friends.
they-
It seems like you're
They were
meant. Some
together
people
for
are
a
meant to
while.
die.
Well, they're speaking in Spanish. They're speaking her native language, right? So they're comfortable enough to just be doing that, right? And like,
You don't speak Spanish?
And then
Wong's
Wong's
like-
coming up, just starts talking back to her, talking shit. But yeah,
he could though, right? He's got
Wong?
photographic memory. Doctor Strange.
I mean, if he studied Spanish, probably.
See, if I was Doctor Strange, I would always be astral projecting, right? There's no reason not to, right? Imagine how much shit you could get done.
He's not Doug.
Cypher. God, don't get us started on the X-Men rants.
Oh, Cypher, with Warlock.
that-
or whatever.
But they end up
Badass.
when they get out. Why do they leave the cafe?
Because
When they're leaving, she just tries to break out and she steals like Wong's finger thing, right?
she goes with Wong.
Sling ring, and they go,
And
they
then
go
they're
to the
like,
cafe.
they're
and then Doctor Strange goes, "Bye, guys."
And Doctor Strange is like, well, I gotta take care of this. I gotta go talk to somebody.
oh, yeah. I think I know somebody.
And then
You son of a bitch!
Wong
I'm
is
in.
like, clip.
Yeah,
I'm at my
that was all.
orchard.
That was all in the trailer. It's stupid bullshit. I get it. She's just.
What do you know about the multiverse? Viz.
What'd she say?
She calls
Viz
him
had theories.
Viz.
That was another lost moment. As to
Can a
bring
robot have a theory?
White Vision.
I like how Vision is in the sky the whole time, just watching all the events unfold. Like,
Yeah, White Vision should have a connection to her, and he should have been in this movie, in my opinion. But yeah.
I needed more
saving
subplots in my
him for
Doctor
something.
Strange movie.
Oh,
about other characters.
the main plot was just god awful.
I didn't mind it.
It was
I loved it.
It was a very Karen thing. I liked a lot of stuff going on around it. She's mad she can't get to her kids. Her kids are happy living in their own life in a different reality. She made up
If
her
I
kids.
murdered your son, and
He's real. He's real. Those kids are not real.
As far as
She
her
made them.
reality manipulating ability, they are real. Though.
She's fucking nuts. We saw
yeah,
that.
she's
Yes.
being
She's crazy.
manipulated.
She's a
And
weird demon lady. We'll get to that later.
At the end of WandaVision, she hears them say, "Mom, help." So she thinks they're in trouble, even if she's seen them in another reality.
She just wants to see what she wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're like, "Mom, help us put up this thing," if she hears the "Mom, help," she's like, "Oh, my babies," because she's an all-powerful, caring mother who's a fucking crazy. Right?
Go ahead.
I'm just. Did you know it came out on Mother's Day weekend?
No.
And it's called Multiverse of Madness, Mom.
Mom.
Oh, that's
throw-
amazing.
Throwing that out there.
They were like, okay, we got to push this movie back.
You know what?
Well, sir, if we push it back, we're only like 3 days off of Mother's Day weekend. Push it back to Mother's Day weekend. It'll be fucking hilarious.
While they do the whole or wherever she's in an orchard or where the fuck she's at.
She's an orchard. Apple
And
orchard.
then it turns all fucking evil and
Well-
stuff. The best part, one of my favorite lines of the whole fucking movie is like, you could kiss your...
Your kids are magic.
No, he's like, you could kiss yourself off that lunchbox. Like, he says something like that. Like, it's such like he's like mad.
You're out.
He's not even joking. So you could kiss yourself off that lunchbox if you're going to like act
Like he's not joking. He's like
Yeah,
really
he's
talking about the
like-
merchandise.
I
He's like,
just
dude,
how
I'm
much
gonna have
of
to.
a asshole she becomes.
Well, she's like, there's
He's like,
that classic scene where they're like, you didn't say her name,
Yeah.
you didn't say her
but
name,
it was
did you?"
interesting because Scarlet Witch catches that and says that before Doctor Strange does. Because usually it's like, oh, I never said their name, but she's like, ah, shit, I just fucked up.
The
didn't
hex
I?
was the easy part.
Mhm.
Lying, not so much.
And then she goes.
Wanda, you can't do this. Your kids are magic.
Also,
That's
like,
what moms do.
is she in a pocket universe, or if like a random person goes hiking onto this orchard, right?
They turned into a crow. That crow got cut out from the trailer.
Did it?
It was like a jump scare.
I'm interested in a lot of what's been cut
That's
out
some
of this.
Itachi shit, bro.
There's just a lot of weird.
You know how so jumping ahead to Xavier. Do you know how similar the Genjutsu of Itachi is to
Just that
the visual?
empty plane. Just no.
Oh, that would be so cool. Anyways,
It'll never happen. Don't worry about it.
There is a
She
live
says
action.
something
There's a live action One Piece.
when she's
coming
arguing.
out.
When she's arguing with him, she's like, "I blew the man I love's head off," or whatever.
No,
And
Thanos did.
He
she did, and
He
then
went
reversed.
reversed it,
And then he went,
then-
Bink.
But I was like,
Do you think Thanos could have just pulled it out without hurting
yeah, he
him?
probably could have.
But Thanos is
Just
just
like,
like,
fuck
Those
you.
fingers are really big though too. So.
yeah, but he
For-
could
he
shrink.
tried-
He's got the reality gem. He could shrink his own finger. He could shrink his hand.
I mean, he
But that's
did-
when they catch him. They take the gauntlet off or some shit.
I mean, Wanda's trying to kill him.
Well,
but
couldn't you-
still-
okay, but
he
what
still,
bugged me? I'd be like,
cut her head.
Wanda. You didn't rip out of a man. It was a robot
It was a
or
sex
android. Because had me rip out the man I loved, and I'm like, he's not a man.
I gotta. If anything, is a space entity because his whole personality is based on a rock in his head, right? Because otherwise he'd
It's supposed
just
to be the personality
But
or the heart and soul of Hulk and
Tony and
Tony.
Jarvis.
Wonder Man's storyline was better because it made sense.
But
Unfortunately,
can Thanos use the stones to manipulate the gauntlet?
What do you mean?
the glove.
If somebody tried to pull it off, could he just reality shift it to his other hand?
Oh yeah.
And then couldn't he also just shrink it small enough to where it fits so perfectly around his hand that it just can't come off? Couldn't he just fuse it to his hand? Couldn't he just make his hand the Infinity Gauntlet? God, Thanos is a fucking idiot.
He just wanted his farm.
Like,
he's
Ultron
not-
had
I
it
was
right,
like, He's
dude.
not Ultron.
Ultron like put it into his
chest.
body and easily could have just shifted something up
See,
to protect
I would
him,
just
right?
show up and I'd be like, I have the
I'd
Infinity.
swallow him.
I know they'd be like, "Where's the Infinity Gauntlet at?" I'm like, "Where do you think?"
I'm gonna throw you in a tree. You go underground, rock covered.
They'd be like, "I don't see no glove." I'm like, "I don't need a glove." I'm like,
No, you could just if you had all of them too. If anybody came up to you, you wouldn't have to kill the entire universe because you could just be like, "That's funny," just like each one.
He looks like, what's that, Lil Uzi or some shit, or one of them retarded dudes.
Okay, so when Thanos says, "I reduced them to atoms," what does that make you think he did with them?
He just destroyed them.
Ernie told me that he thought that he shrunk them down to the size of atoms. And I'm like, every time I think about that movie, I think about your interpretation. I'm like,
Ant-Man's like, I found him, guys.
but that's a valid interpretation of what he said. Because
they got so small that they're just atoms.
The direct translation of that is that he literally reduced them to the size of atoms.
Almost
right?
like nothing.
But that's not what that line is meant to say. But
So
it
what
does
What
work.
does he say then? What does that
He destroyed them to atoms. When you reduce something to atoms, you basically evaporate it, right?
mean? Right. I mean,
So like a nuclear bomb.
Well,
A
fuck
nuclear
you
bomb
guys.
doesn't shrink things, it just destroys them on a molecular level.
fuck you guys. Anyways,
Anyway.
what happens after they have their little talk and she bounces out?
He goes to go see
she goes.
Wanda. And she,
After he sees Wanda.
she goes to
tell
Comic Con.
Dawn, if you don't bring.
Also, why didn't he just fight her
America to
there?
me,
Oh, you have to. Yeah, I see. I don't
you
like.
won't be seeing
That's
Wanda,
such an
you'll be
easy.
seeing the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
Ooh, the biggest,
that dialogue
scariest
was bad.
monster.
I didn't like that really, but I don't like movies that do that. You have till dawn until da 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 da.
See, but the thing is,
but at least it
early.
wasn't until at least that wasn't the end of the movie story, because a lot of movies do that.
does
Where
Doc-
the final thing
because
happens.
doesn't Wong have to explain the Scarlet Witch to Doctor Strange?
he
doesn't
starts
know about it, right?
he starts explaining it when he's looking over stuff. I think.
But so she's like, "You're gonna see the Scarlet Witch," and all I imagine Doctor Strange's like, "Who?"
That's why
It's weird because Doctor Strange is really
it's me.
new
It's me.
still.
I'm the Scarlet Witch.
This is why I'm okay with the changes to Wanda. Is the MCU completely reworked her character? She's no longer a mutant. She's
no longer a filthy
that's
mutie.
a huge thing that I felt like they missed with Magneto showing up and talking to
He
her
was supposed to.
and saying that, in my timeline, I had a daughter named, Wanda or whatever or something, and just having a moment where she kind of sees him as a father, thinking about her original father, and then him thinking about his original daughter. Not so much emotional for each other, but emotional for their.
Who's more powerful?
Scarlet Witch is fucking broken.
Yes, but there's a lot of stuff you can do when you can manipulate like magnetism.
Like
fun
Apocalypse can make you part of your team, and
Wanda could be like, everything's plastic.
Is she the most powerful character?
the most.
Like, who would win, her or Franklin?
Franklin.
Can their powers affect each other?
Are you talking about Little Franklin or
Not bearded
King
Franklin.
King Franklin?
Not old Franklin.
Is that Frank? That's Richard.
That's Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. I'm sorry. Okay, Franklin. Kid Franklin, you think is stronger than Nathaniel? Oh.
It's Franklin, bro.
Doesn't he deal with like Molecule Man and like that power level?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, the Molecule Man destroyed the Century,
they
right?
used Franklin to power Onslaught, which was fucking nuts.
So then, wait, I always...
People don't talk about Onslaught.
I don't know. People don't really care for this story.
Onslaught's sick.
I like Onslaught.
It looks
but
cool.
The story's
And
just
the
weird.
concept's interesting. That it's like all the evil parts of Magneto and all the evil parts of
and that's the fun.
What's with that?
Well, the funny thing is, if you watch even the cartoon, Bishop's like, Gambit's gonna be a traitor. I almost did Gambit's voice, like, you a traitor. But Bishop would come in, what's his like harmonica theme music, and he'd be like, that one right there, he's gonna be the traitor. Then Gambit's like, I ain't no traitor. So for years, this happened in the comics where Bishop would come up and be like, someone's gonna trade on the X-Men.
And then the trial
What
of
is
Gambit
Bishop's
came.
fucking power?
He redirects energy.
So how does he know that these? Because
he's
these
from
guys
the-
gonna be a
he's from the
He's from the future.
Oh, how many X-Men characters are from the future?
Cable, Rachel.
Shard.
Is Hope from the future?
Yes.
Hope gets taken to the future.
I thought she gets taken from the future into the present.
Maybe.
With-
But Cable takes her.
with Cable.
Cable takes her to train her and brings her back when she's 16.
She's the Messiah.
Yeah, but the whole person he was warning about that he didn't know. He just know the X-Men got fucked up. It was because of Onslaught. Onslaught was the big threat. He didn't know. He didn't know Professor X was the threat. So that's the fucking cool part. But
Anyway,
back to the
Professor X is
story.
an asshole.
there's a Minotaur and a bunch of people.
Rentra.
Brian was so
Why is
excited
that
for Rentra, and he does
Doesn't
nothing.
do anything.
Ryan thinks. Go ahead. Ryan,
I
go
think
ahead.
they just cut all his scenes out.
Because he's a dumb Minotaur.
Why do you like Rincha? You were
He's no
Rincha?
Dario Agger.
You're super excited to see him.
So you know how his cape gets torn
Yeah, Doctor
and he
Strange.
gets a big patch on the back?
Uh-huh.
Well, in the comics, that happens too, and Rintra is the one that
Fixes it?
fixes it.
So he's
It's
like
part of his magical.
Aw.
Like,
he's like the Wong in the real comics where he's just like, yes, my sir. Here's your teeth.
they didn't do that. They let Rachel fix his cape
Yeah, that was weird. That she just
Like
like
a
I thought.
non-magical girl.
Yeah,
with a
that
blue
was-
patch.
Yeah,
Was
did
that-
he ever have that cape?
No, that's from the other... That's from,
It's from the other,
one of the other Stranges or whatever.
the one that they blasted with "I'm sorry."
Well, we haven't got there yet, but
Oh, yeah.
so
God damn, dude.
this movie's everywhere. That's the whole problem.
Well, they're all in Comertage, right? The
again,
movie's not everywhere.
yes,
We're
it is.
everywhere.
No,
no.
it jumps a lot. It
Well,
jumps
yeah,
around
but
a
it's
lot.
still like in an order.
I've watched the movie like so many times through just random clips.
Oh yeah, it's all over the internet.
I love it. Like I feel like I've watched the movie like
Dude, I told you, watch
20
New Rock
times
Stars Easter eggs. I told Eddie. Eddie was just on their Rogue Theory the other day, and we were talking about it, and it was like, I'm like, dude, you watch their breakdown. They show everything.
oh yeah, they had the whole movie.
the whole movie. It's like, why aren't they even feel bad about it? Barely an inconvenience.
But yeah, they have a fight in Comertage, right?
Well,
They're
she's
all
like,
hold the line. Huh, like Spartans, basically.
and then the
right?
1 week dude.
Well, I liked that.
Have you ever seen?
I like
Have you ever
that.
seen
That was a
Waterboy?
cool-
You ever seen Waterboy?
Yes.
And when the punter, the black dude, he's trying to see who he should do the offside kick to, and the one guy's like all shaking, nervous. He goes, there's my bitch.
I didn't think
That's
about
what I
that.
felt like. Did you remember that movie? I felt like Emily. Did you remember that movie? Scarlet Witch did that. She's like, there's my bitch.
But that's
I loved it.
that seems cool though, because she like crawls out from behind him.
They're testing her patience.
That's the horror.
But and she does the thing,
the horror
right?
aspect.
She does the thing she does when she first shows up. She just fucks with people, right? Like she's not even like doing any crazy spells. She's just like, oh, I'm gonna
So
get
when she's
get in
saying
this fucker's
when she's
head.
saying run, she's still clearly up there, right?
Yeah,
So
she's
Is
projecting
she-
into her
But
mind.
when she's
could
fighting
you kill?
Agatha,
Could you kill her
she-
up there
Yeah.
while she's concentrating on this guy?
No, because like that's like
she
saying
might
like
be like astral projection.
yeah, like that's like saying.
But that means they're easier to get hit. Just like when
but you
Stranges later on, he tells Chris Palmer to watch the fucking demons and shit because he could get fucked up while he's in it.
well,
But we don't know the extent of her powers.
yeah, she may not even be after projection.
I
That
also
may be a
thought-
spell. Maybe she's got like she can do multiple things.
I also
right?
thought it was a further note to close my thoughts, but I'll say it now as about Agatha.
Oh, she can make
You don't think
duplicates.
that they'd bring up Agatha ever to be like, who fought her? Who's handled the Darkhold? I was like, what if someone snapped her out and that's how we got Agatha back to normal?
But we don't know what Wanda did to hide Agatha in that town.
Also,
But I feel like Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange.
at the end of WandaVision, she is reading the Darkhold and simultaneously projecting another version of her doing things. Like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is always asleep when he's astral projecting. He's unconscious. She can do it like and have the other persona
She's
do
having
something,
tea,
right? Yeah.
She's playing video games and she's learning the Darkhold.
And then another one's Sudoku, other one's knitting.
Mm-hmm.
They're all
from
just
just redoing the
And
room.
now we know in that scene.
on top
that
of the
one's
roof.
sick of everybody's shit because
Yep.
that one's the one that forced to do all the hard work, and eventually that one's gonna revolt to become the good Scarlet Witch, and that's how we're gonna get a good Scarlet Witch.
Now we know in that credit scene from WandaVision when she's reading it, she has all the different realities going around her, and she's like,
Oh, how later on Strange
When
picks out the
Strange-
one that he knows that he needs to go do or whatever.
Magic's a lot like Tony Stark technology, where you can just kind of like pick out the thing you want.
Oh yeah.
Tony
so
says magic is just science that hasn't been.
Bullshit. Fuck that. Fuck that answer.
all right. So
That's
where
not-
are we at, guys? You guys are the ones making me fall
We
down some.
Well,
water.
she finally breaks
She
into
says
Comertage.
run.
She fucking murders a bunch of people, and then
She
Doctor
walks into the room and she's like,
and then
"Click."
Doctor Strange is like, but he does his like now
to
you're
get to
in the
her,
mirror
you're gonna get
dimension.
to me.
And
I can bring you warm.
I like the mirror dimension stuff. I really like that effect.
She
in the
walks
That
in.
effect was pretty fucking.
in the first one when like the opening scene when the Asian one's fighting all of them and she's just like fucking them up with it and stuff like
Oh, she
clearly
makes the fucking Kingdom Hearts battle
yeah
thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
that is literally
With her
like
friends.
so that's like opening source right in reality you're like I'm just gonna create my own video game level now because like when Mordo and Doctor Strange are running through it they're like running through and they're like, oh jump perfectly timed platform
Yeah. But anyways,
Video
she
games.
gets locked up in the glass,
And
and
she's
then
like, "What is this?" And she's like,
Dink.
she just sticks her hand through the glass,
like water.
and she's like, "Oh, I got this." And then it goes to.
I didn't realize that at first. I'm like, what? Where are they freaking out?
Cover
Like,
up the
oh,
reflections.
the reflections. I was like, that's pretty fucking gangster.
She calls-
change it from glass to water.
When she crawls out of that fucking gong, dude.
Again,
Oh, I
that
love that. But before that, they're like,
kind of bugged me. But
"Water, we gotta cover everything up." You see her eye.
that's when
Pop it up
Chavez like splashes it instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if you just like slapped her eye? Fuck my eye!
Fuck! How holding her
You just
eye?
reach your poke her right in the eye. That's what I
Oh,
would do.
fucking god!
But it's weird when she crawls through the glass and she's like,
Her leg or her
Nebula
arms are
fixing
all
herself.
broken like and shit,
Yeah, she's-
right?
like glass. Because she has like a big cut through her forehead.
Wouldn't that heal though? I know they're doing it for a horror element, but wouldn't it heal?
Yeah, it may
did
take time.
No, she keeps the cut through.
No, not the whole movie.
Shut your mouth.
She's bleeding later, other Wanda, because she's fucking up Ultron's. She
So
has blood everywhere.
when she's there at that point, she's about to get them. Is that when she opens up the portal and they go through
Yes,
and they
because-
leave Wong behind?
Yeah.
Because he's like, we need to go back and get to Wong, but now they're in where Tony's.
Well, they're fucking flying through realities.
they're where Steve Rogers was supposed to be president. And I heard that got cut out, or they get written it out.
We're not talking about the fact that there's an animated reality and that there's. Like,
Go
all
ahead,
this
talk about
other
the
stuff.
realities. I thought they could have done a lot more with the realities
I
just
wanted
to
a
tease us.
felt reality, like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's my favorite thing. You seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? At one point, when they go into hyper jump, they like cut through a bunch of different. So there's like a puppet version of them, and then there's that, and then finally when they jump out, they're like vomiting yarn up.
So I have that book.
The Living
and I've tried to
Tribunal.
watch it like
The
maybe
book?
5 times.
You try to watch the book?
Well, I have the book, and
Okay.
I've tried to watch the movie like 5 times already. I always fall asleep like.
It's not
Right at
that
the beginning.
exciting.
It
right?
gets
It's just like a
it gets
comedy
boring.
movie. It's like a philosophical comedy.
What's the Secret of Life 41?
42.
42. I was off by
Close.
one.
That's
Uh,
enough though. Plus that the whole.
But we
point
got
of
the
that is
Living
that doesn't mean
Tribunal.
anything.
That's the only thing
That
that
was
really.
cool.
Yeah, but we got nothing else. So I felt like it was opportunity to tease us.
Hey, you guys.
Got the Savage Land.
Maybe.
You think it? X-Men 92
Dude,
I thought was going to be
you know
the
what'd be
number.
you know what'd be sick is if the Savage Land it just cuts as a T-Rex fighting Optimus Prime or some shit.
That
Fuck.
makes people up. I'd
Just
throw
like
up.
whoa.
And they can do. No,
They-
they can't do wrong.
They should have done a.
Be like Peter Griffin, where he's like, "I'm done," and he gets out of the theater and walks out. Ryan would have been
They
like
should
that
have
if they
done
showed
a-
Transformers.
They should have done
Vin
a
Diesel.
No, a reality where it's like Godzilla, but instead it's just like the Godzillas of that universe are just men in rubber suits. Like
No,
that's what they
it should
look
be a
like.
bunch of huge humans. and
There was a
small
noir
Godzillas.
one too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So maybe
they should have showed
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
they should have
with the Rubik's cube.
That's where
That's what he has in
I think there could have
takes
been
the Rubik's cube.
I
in,
think there could have been cameos cut out of that too.
Spider-Verse.
Probably.
Because there was a Spider-Man picture that it looked like it.
Well,
And I think the Deadpool one, we'll get to that, but I think the Deadpool one was 100% because the Deadpool was on the poster.
I don't think it was Deadpool though.
anyway, they end up in the.
They end up where Tony Stark is supposed to be president. Either it got cut out or it got
that's
written out.
not the important part of that.
No, I'm sorry,
reality.
not Tony Stark. Steve Rogers.
Dude, this guy just.
Because I'm talking about the cool shit that
He's
we
gone.
read about.
He's gone. He's not
No,
coming back.
in
He's
this
gone.
in this future. And then we had Tom Cruise as
Yeah, but they
Iron
cut
Man.
that out too.
Apparently
I think that got
never
written
happened.
out.
Yeah, no.
I think that was an idea, but it didn't get done, which was weird because
It's
they
hard
had
to get
set
Tom-
photos of him there. I thought,
It's hard to get Tom Cruise to do something like that though, because he wants control, right?
yeah,
He does his own stuff at this point.
it was supposed to be but see, they never explained the Ultron bots though.
It doesn't. It's another reality.
I wanna know.
Means Tony.
But there's no Tony. I want to know.
could have
what's
been
up.
Hank.
Could be.
And here's the other thing I hate too.
It could have been Hank and then
Okay,
Hank
whatever.
died, right?
Okay, so they get locked up. They get there. Mordo sees him. He's like, "My brother," and he hugs him and shit.
Yo, what's up?
I haven't seen
well,
you.
no,
What's up?
you skipped a couple things. You skipped the Bruce Campbell.
Don't. No, I did for a
Pizza
reason.
balls.
Hey,
So fucking
now
annoying.
this is New
Punch
Age New
yourself
York. You still
forever.
got up.
It was such a dumb joke.
I
and
thought it was
wasn't
funny that she was like,
those pizza
really-
balls look good though.
it's really
Apparently,
weird in your
it
universe
was,
that you have to pay for food.
It was an
Yeah.
Army of the Dead Easter egg of the hand.
when he's fighting.
Yeah.
And then the end of
But
the
we skipped America's origin
they step on
story.
the look into your memories. What reality was she living in? Because that clearly was not an Earth reality.
It's called Utopia, I think. She's an alien. She's not human.
She's an alien?
Yeah.
Then why does she look human and have concepts like mothers and stuff?
Everyone in her world are women.
Then you wouldn't have the concept of a mother.
They're her mothers.
But that doesn't make any sense, right? Because the concept of mother comes from the dichotomy of there being two different partners, right? Even if it's in like a gay relationship, it's two fathers,
all
right?
women.
But if they're all mothers, right, you would never have had that distinction of here's this one partner. You'd have two different words, like I don't know, like
You're fucking
fix
yourself up.
fix your fucking world building, guys.
And we see that Christine
they-
gives Strange his watch.
He's watch.
And then,
I was gonna say the funniest part of her origin story
she killed
is-
her mothers.
from a bee.
I don't think they died.
a bee.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh no.
That's way more traumatic than killing your parents.
Yeah,
Just
but
being
it
like,
connects
I
to
don't
Amber
know what
Heard.
hell dimension.
Her dog stepped on a bee.
Just-
That's what he's laughing.
Just
That's what he's laughing about. That's why he said it's
No,
funny.
it's just funny that like this horrible tragic event happened because a bee landed on her head.
Magneto's powers got summoned because his mother was taken away from Nazis. Her powers got summoned because
So-
she got stung by a bee.
So wait, Scarlet Witch
That's
sees
the lamest-
Scarlet Witch sees that the other her is enjoying life with.
We're not even there yet.
No, she gets to the point
No,
where she
because then
sees it,
Mordo comes.
'cause she's watching it.
Then Mordo
no,
And
comes.
Mordo explains, and then it jumps back to Wanda.
Because
and
Wong's
they're
like,
explaining dream walking.
dream, dream,
And then
dream,
it's
dream,
that
dream.
whole sequence where she's like putting out candles, and then she starts.
And then she
floating.
gets into them for the first time, and then her kids are like, Mom, we want to sing you. That was cringy, dude. But that's the thing is that's so cringy because that's what kids would fucking do, right?
Someone cut that scene where they're singing, and it jumps from the end of the movie where she goes, "Stop!"
You know, did you watch her interview about that?
Yeah, she.
That they were throwing
she
shit
really
at her?
Yelled at them.
And it's one of the things hit her hella hard, and she yelled like that. And she was, "I didn't mean to take it out on them, but I did." And they kept that. That was the best take.
Okay, so she was shooting the scene, and the kids were throwing stuff at her as part of the scene, and they hit her in the head.
They hit her really hard.
That's awesome.
And they said,
I bet the director was like, "Hey, I'll give you $250 if you just bean her in the head, and we get this great shot of her just."
"You ever heard
actually
of
mad."
David and Goliath? Here's a rock." And I don't know.
No, what
Whatever
I'm
they
talking about
did.
is like, right? That's something like fucking what's his name? Oh my god, I can't. 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange. Kubrick would do, right?
Yeah.
Kubrick would like, because that was his whole thing. He would do so many takes because he'd push his actors to the breaking point to get like the true performance out of them, right? Like you could totally see a director leaning over to a kid being like, "Yeah, just bean her with something, and we'll just get rid of
Yeah, so it's funny. Like
Really
I
good
had to
shot.
watch that video a couple times because it's really funny to watch. Because she's like, "Stop it!"
you motherfuckers." That would be so funny if you just cursed at them. It was just like,
But it was real, and but like
Well,
I said, when
we're on the
to me,
singing
she's a
part, though.
bad mom.
yeah, that's
She is a bad. She sees there. She's being raised by herself. They're raising her. I get that she's taken over by this book. All right, I get that it's fucked her up. But regardless, if you have that much love for your children, you'd want the best for them.
she's
She wants that.
the bad guy.
She's not. She's not the bad guy.
Yes, she is. The whole revelation.
We'll get to the Illuminati, then we'll talk more about her being the bad guy. So what
the
happens?
Illuminati are not the bad guys in this.
No, they're not. They're not. But
They drink tea. They say, "Oh shit, what's
Wow,
happening?"
it's the sands of whatever the fuck.
And then they wake up and they're like,
that's the scene where I believe Deadpool's in, and they've showed pictures of it, and it matches pretty.
Why
fucking
would he
good.
be in that scene?
Because it's for the people that are getting lost through time travel and multiverses. And there's a far picture of it. I think you're supposed to just see him in the background, and he probably was gonna be like, "Hey, like, can someone let me out of here? Like, what? Why the hell am I?" Like, that's it. I could be wrong, but the pictures I've seen look exactly like that, and I'm like, that's a perfect cameo right there, because he wouldn't have to be really in the movie. He's just locked in one of the containers, and that's it, really.
You don't want him to show up in Thor to hang out with Korg?
I would love it, but this was a cool idea. I thought, I was like, okay, other parts of the movie they showed like a picture of, I'd be like, maybe not. This makes sense. He's lost through the multiverse and just stuck in one of the things, and they all can't get out, basically. But I do like. So what's happening though during this for me as a movie watcher? I'm really enjoying the chemistry story building of him and Chavez. Like their development though is very like, because at first
they're not like,
it's like in those movies where like the kid's kind of annoying to me and now I'm getting used to it, Turner and Hooch, kind of thing. But it felt
Baby Yoda.
I felt like we got in this what we missed out on in Spider-Man.
Which Spider-Man?
Mentorship.
Kind of, but it was I guess because it's a long term, the whole movie.
Well,
but
Peter and Doctor Strange only interact like
right. Well, the chemistry alone, though, they had really good chemistry. As far as like not looking at Doctor Strange, looking at Cumberbatch, an actor, her as an actress. They were just really. They were just really good.
Wong's actor named Benedict Wong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that they're both Benedict?
I was confused.
Pointed that
I was
out to me the
confused
other day.
as
I
fuck.
I never thought about it.
I think I talked to Ryan when they had the big posters out.
And it says
said Benedict Wong, and I'm like, that's a typo.
That's Wong. That's not white. It's Wong.
And he tried to say things about me. But yeah, so they get taken to the Illuminati. Now, first of all, people bitch and complain. There's empty.
You skip. Rachel McAdams turns around. He's like, Christine.
Red hair. Don't care.
It's just that's the Bill and Ted.
Let me out of here. And she's like, I'm done with Stevens.
I've seen my
Stephen
share
Grant,
of
Stephen Strange.
She was okay. I didn't think she was needed, but it worked. It worked for the story.
I'm glad they gave her a part this time.
Well,
yeah, it's better than they've done like most of the women.
Her last time in the
she was
like Peggy Carter, which we'll talk about, didn't get anything to do really in First Avenger. What? She got split?
In half.
Who?
Oh no, I'm talking about when she played Peggy Carter, not Cat Britton or Cat. Name of what's her
I could
name?
do this all day.
We're not even there yet.
What's the name of that character?
Haley Atwell.
Oh no, it's Captain Carter.
Yeah.
Okay,
They can't do Captain Britain because that's Brian.
because that's Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah. Well, remember they were saying Daniel Craig was supposed to be Mr. Fantastic. People were like, "Well, if he was Captain Britain," I was like, "I don't think so."
No.
I don't know who I want.
Not
for
Captain Marvel. I'm sorry. He was supposed to be Mr. Fantastic. They said.
Yeah.
They said he was the first pick or
I don't know
whatever.
who I want for British Psylocke. British Betsy.
It doesn't matter. I don't think we're gonna get this.
Get
Daisy Ridley.
Wait, are we doing White Psylocke then?
Yeah.
So we're doing the actual. Okay, Betsy.
He wants to see the. What is it? Otherworld.
the Betsy. You could get what's her name? The Queen's Gambit chick to do it. She's awfully British.
Queen's Gambit.
Magic.
3 names.
No, she's magic.
Ryan's obsessed with magic.
I mean, I agree with you.
That
First
is
off, that's a
Liliana,
great choice of look, right? Even though she doesn't deserve Lockheed.
Well, that's Kate's.
God damn it.
Not hers.
Lockheed's beautiful.
But Kate is her girl, so.
So, whatever. I'm
He
jumping.
gets dragged up, and then we see Baron Mordo.
Well, everyone complained about there's an empty seat. They're like, whose seat is that? It's Doctor Strange's. He died. That's why there's no
Mordo replaced him.
Yeah.
Oh, so there is a seat open there.
It was
Yes,
supposed to
it's
be,
probably Tony Stark, or it could have been Hank Pym,
So
or it
I
could have been
hope that plays a
supposed to
story
be
then.
The other character who was
Balder.
Balder.
No, but Balder, there was another person too.
It could be anybody. If I had made this movie, I would have left an open seat just to have people be like, oh, "Who could it have been?"
He's in the bathroom.
Oh shit!
He comes
Okay,
out.
so did you notice?
It's like, what happened? Everybody's just dead. Everybody's gone.
It's like
we lost him.
it's one of the like in credit scenes. He just walks out like John Travolta, like all the blood's everywhere.
That's the Deadpool cameo. Deadpool's the final scene.
He's
Like, what the fuck, guys?
I leave for 1 second. Did you notice though that
John Krasinski is in the fucking movie. Yes.
how he comes in is how
No,
the TVA uses that technology.
He probably.
That's how Mobius uses it for them to walk.
Well,
through things.
isn't Kang related to Reed Richards, and then Kang was also in charge of the time?
I think something's going on there.
Is there something strange?
Something strange.
We
And
can
they never-
handle your little witch.
What did you just call me? Witch. I called
Making
you.
fun of Maria.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
I mean, It's cool. She got to finally.
She got to be a
power
character,
up.
I guess.
That's Maria, right? That's
Yeah.
Monica's
Mom.
That's the.
She's Photon.
Yeah.
She rides the Photon jet.
So wait.
Maria.
So Monica is Captain Marvel, not Photon. Her mom is Photon.
Her jet was called Photon.
Yeah.
So who is Photon in the comics? Is that Monica?
Monica.
Okay.
Monica is Captain Marvel. She's Photon. She's Spectrum. She's.
Is that like how Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Binary?
Yes.
All like 20 different forms. Okay.
Well, they're not forms. They're mantles.
No, they're
she's
forms. They're like
taken.
Dragon Ball Z forms. It's like she's gone super Captain Marvel Saiyan 3.
Where are we at?
We're talking about
the
the.
Illuminati.
Where, yeah, but the
Krasinski.
whole thing is
I was like, oh, that's
They're like,
cool.
that's Black.
Blackagar Boltagon.
Black Bolt Anonymous. He's like, sign language. Don't say anything around me.
That was cool. I like
Doctor Strange was too much of a dick.
Because in the comics, right, Medusa could speak with him telepathically, and that's how he
But
communicates.
Professor X should have done it though, but he didn't. He had to have.
He had to
granted.
No.
It was.
We should tell him the
He
truth.
was the best part. Even though I
No,
love
no,
John
no.
Krasinski, I love Mr. Fantastic in it. Professor X's character,
No, Black Bolt was
Was-
my favorite part
because he came in, he's the one that we should let him do it. And then good. And then he gives the
So
they all can't be the
before
same.
he
she
gives the
bites
speech
them,
from the original X-Men, the other X-Men movie.
Fucking Xavier in his speeches.
McAvoy's. Who's McAvoy says that to? Magneto?
use your power, Gene.
Michael Fassbender is one of the best people pretending to do stuff. When he's like pretending to pull the satellite, dude, the veins in his face like pop out. He's like straining, and it's like, dude, you're probably killing like a.
His scene apparently got.
You're gonna
cut.
pop your
He
fucking.
was in it.
They filmed his scene, and they cut it.
What was he supposed
Dude,
to
he
do?
shoulda gotten the-
Magneto?
Magneto.
So I thought it was Ian McKellen.
How Magneto do you want him to go? Would you want? I'd want white.
Oh yeah.
I'd want the white suit because that's the sickest suit. But like,
It's
Oh,
too
man.
early for white suit.
Imagine that just showing up. Oh my god.
but like, I mean, that would make sense in that universe, though, right?
If he's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, he would be if he was like an Illuminati member, right?
That's what I thought. They're going
Like,
to Ian McKellen. I thought as a good guy with Professor X.
I
Like,
bet Patrick Stewart's cheaper than Michael Fassbender.
you think
too.
so?
Yeah,
I don't know.
dude, he's old. He's like in Picard now. Nobody gives a shit.
So then they start explaining like this is what happened to Strange in our universe. We went to Titan and we fucked up Thanos
With the Book of Bajenti.
It's weird that that multiverse had Thanos as well to deal with.
Why?
Is it a fixed point in time for every multiverse is going to be attacked by Thanos?
No, but it's just
But
like that
Thanos
one's
is
pretty
always
close.
Going after the gems.
And that reality is pretty close.
does everyone
right?
always have Thanos?
No,
Because clearly our Doctor Strange doesn't act like their Doctor Strange.
no.
I say ours because 616, but
He also did not have Vision's stone on his glove.
he had two I thought missing. To my knowledge, they said.
So Vision
Probably
was,
the Time Stone and the Soul Stone, because when they go to Titan, that's when he gets the Time Stone, and then when he
Well, thanks
And
to
since they
Doctor
beat him on
Strange,
Titan-
he beats him with the Darkhold, correct?
no,
What did he use to beat him then?
does he use the Darkhold? No, he uses the Book of Ashanti, and then he starts using the
uses-
Darkhold later to find
I think they said he was dreamwalking.
That's how he
to find
That's-
something to beat
That's how he.
Thanos or something like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah, that's what he does. He dreamwalks. He gets corrupted. He finds the Book of Ashanti. They get the Book of Ashanti. They use it to beat Thanos, and then they're all like, "Okay, now we beat Thanos. You need to
And
pay." And he's like,
Black
"Okay,
Bolt's like,
get me." He's like,
So
Sorry.
Doctor Strange helped him and killed Thanos for them. Basically, gave a John Stockton assist, and they're like, "We're gonna kill you for all that."
I mean, they're pretty. By the way, they're pretty. Yes,
Yeah.
because he's got to. He's,
This is the fucked up Illuminati that would send Hulk to outer space for no reason.
well, yeah.
And then they'd say, "I'm sorry."
But by the way, I like that represent. It's a pretty accurate representation of how Black Bolt works, because he still like whispered that shit.
And how they
And it-
recorded several sorries.
Oh my God! They gave Professor X his.
Oh yeah, he's
What is John Krasinski holding in that part?
A remote controller.
No, he has like a blue drape over his hands. When
It's cape.
is it his cape?
Yeah, remember they take this cape off because his cape has to be there to patch up Doctor Strange's, right? Because if they had killed Doctor Strange with the cape, then their cape wouldn't exist to be able to.
And why would he
Patch
save
up.
the cape though?
Because it's a sentient being. It's
We're
not.
gonna kill you. You don't deserve
the
that.
cape's alive, right? It has a
They gotta-
personality.
like,
This is the blue
This
one,
guy
though.
didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's like if I killed your, it's like if you murdered a bunch of people and then I killed you and your dog.
How did you guys? Okay, because again, person I talked to all about this was with Donnie a lot, because Donnie came back and
It's a
he's like,
mistake.
he's like, I don't know how I feel. He still enjoyed it, but my thing was too high expectations. I thought this was going to be in-game changing. I thought from the
They
beginning,
literally did one of my favorite things in this movie. We'll talk about it in a minute, but I'll let you finish.
but he cannot wrap around John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic. He says seeing him as Jim for 10 years.
I thought you said about Bryan Cranston, right?
I had to correct him and be like 9 years he played Jim. He sees nothing but Jim, which I told him it is rougher because I do understand.
Well, did he play it for 9 years or did he play it into his 10th year?
I don't know. It was 9 seasons.
So you're both technically incorrect.
Regardless, what did you guys feel with John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic?
I mean, he just shows up.
He was fine.
The reason why
would you want him to come back as Mr.
I would
Fantastic?
love it.
Or do you?
But I don't have that emotional. I don't have The Office backlog, so I don't
But-
see him as
but
The
would
Office.
you
I see him as
picture someone
I see him
else
as the
as-
dad from what?
Quiet
oh my
Place?
God, Quiet Place. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, that literally is him, his actual wife, and then kids, right?
They're making a prequel.
He's
too.
I don't want him to see him be like either the original Reed Richards or like an Ultimates Reed Richards. I like the bearded Reed Richards, the one with the gray stripes outside the age.
Can you
one where
see
he's got
him
a whole
like
family.
talking hella smart and shit?
That's what I feel like he can't do.
Ian Gruffer did do a good job at that.
I'd be fine with him being back.
Ian Gruffer did a really good job
Okay.
of talking gibberish smartness and like losing Jessica Alba.
Can we talk about the ballsy move of bringing
Lyle-
back the Inhumans guy though?
that? Was
He
ballsy.
was excited.
But
I mean,
look, you want to talk about cheap and available?
I loved it though because I love the costume was amazing when he
the
flies
fork.
in with
There's a guy with the fork on
with
his
a-
head.
and then he flies in with the little wings.
The wings?
His costume was pretty.
But does that mean are we ever going to get?
The only
are we
thing is
ever
his
gonna
teeth
get
are
them,
fucked
though?
up, so I didn't want to watch him open his mouth, which makes sense.
Are we ever going to get them though for reals?
I really hope so.
Because the Inhumans are badass, and his suit just
You just can't make the story about Black Bolt.
you can't have Medusa cut her hair off the first episode.
Oh yeah, that's
that
so
was
dumb.
so fucking.
Well, that was for CGI's sake, right? That's the problem with that whole show is they had to. It was so cheaply made that they literally had to like, okay, she's gonna cut her hair, so we don't have to CGI her hair in for the rest of the season. All this dumb shit, and it's like that's like not the point of the Inhumans.
So then-
was just too expensive.
He was dope looking though, but I know we're taking forever on this. So
Why does he have a fork in his head?
It's a tuning fork.
I think it's tuning. That's why they did it. As like I don't know if it was a joke or what. 'cause
No,
Kirby
not
was
Black
just like,
Bolt.
We're gonna put
Black Bolt, I know why Black
oh.
Bolt is a tuning fork. And it says Lockjaw has a fork on his head,
because it's his dog.
so he's just like screws it into his skull.
Yep.
You are my dog now.
And maybe that gives him his teleporting powers.
So
Also, when Lockjaw has the Infinity Stones, are they around his collar?
I don't know even when he had the Infinity Stones.
But you know what I'm talking about, that click.
yeah.
Hmm.
But so anyways, Doctor Strange is like, you guys all fucked up.
I'm sorry.
She's gonna come.
I hate you.
We'll handle your little witch. So they all take off, and then
You little
and
witch.
then Professor X is like, you know what? I trust you. Let's let him go.
I like that. I like
and
his
then he
personality.
leaves.
And then Mordo comes back.
Yeah, he just rolled out.
Autobots.
And then him and Mordo get down, and I thought it was a waste of time for me. I was like, oh, they still hate
does
each other.
not Die.
It's not a great.
He doesn't.
No.
It's not a great
He
choreography, but
stays
it's like
in that
it would
little
make
tunnel.
sense, right? That like
But
these
what-
guys
what-
know some
what-
kind of martial arts.
That was kind of weird, but you
but
think?
they know. You would think they train in like a fucking ancient temple, bro.
But
They
And
spend
the
all
oath-
day doing.
But do you
the-
think Strange is correct that you were happy I'm dead, that you got to take over,
Yeah.
you got the house,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
You
I
got the
don't-
house, got the
Barrow's
kids.
Baron Mordo's a character that I called him Barrow. Baron Mordo's a character that like is pseudo tragic. Like he wants to be the tragic villain, but he's really just an asshole, right? Because
It's
he's
so
like
weird because I
he's like,
picture him in
magic's
the comic.
awful,
He
it's
looks
gonna-
so different.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's a
He's
blue guy,
Asian.
right?
Huh?
He's Asian.
Isn't he
Comic.
blue?
No.
No, he's talking about when
What's
Doctor
the
Strange is
blue
blue.
one?
That's just when Doctor Strange wears that blue mask, doesn't he?
No, the Baron
Oh,
Mordo.
No, you're right. There is a Baron Mordo that's blue. They end up fighting, and this is when Mr. Fantastic, smartest man alive, is like, Black Bolt could kill you with his mouth,
What mouth?
and he could kill you with the he could kill you with a whisper.
You don't say that.
Thank you for telling me his ability.
You don't say
But
that.
what would happen if he goes, he could kill you with a whisper? Then she's like, what whisper? Like, I mean,
Well, they had to set it up.
Still.
So he
they had to
says,
set it up.
Why would you say that?
What mouth?
Oh yeah, and then
That was stupid. Okay,
Miss Fantastic comes at her and she turns
So-
into fucking spaghetti.
He didn't even try to punch her or anything. He just said like,
whoa. What the fuck? And then just got torn up. But
His head
okay, Black Bolt.
explodes.
So I was looking at Magic cards, and everyone at A1 were talking about it, and then to myself, I was like, "That's not how Black Bolt powers work." And then they all turned to me, exactly. That would never happen because, like, I thought my idea is he would just blow out his mouth, his teeth. But
does-
actually, it wouldn't even hurt his teeth. His mouth maybe would shoot out. It doesn't reverse and ricochet off his mouth and go backwards.
Well, can he hurt himself with his own power?
Ryan was saying, "Go. What was your theory?"
my theory is like Cyclops, where Cyclops
Then
can't
yeah.
hurt himself with his power.
Like, when
That's
he
what
clo-
makes sense to me.
He
Because
closes his eyelids.
because you'd be worried about like
he would have no eyelids.
like every time he coughed, he'd just like blow his hand off, right?
I don't think he worries about germs though.
The germs isn't the important
I'm
part.
just saying, covering your mouth with coffee.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
going back to Inhumans,
if he
What a rude asshole.
yeah, but Ernie, if he coughs and he's not covering himself, he just blows up whatever's in front of him, right?
I guess.
So if he covers with his hand, right, his hand kind of traps it a little bit.
oh,
no, I was copying what he did.
Can he
The,
sneeze?
I don't think so.
Shoot! Just blows Earth apart.
In the Inhumans show, the "I'm sorry" is what he tells his parents that kills them. So it's like an Easter egg.
Planet Hulk had probably one of the best ones. For what he tells him.
Go fuck yourself.
No, he just whispers something.
Doesn't
to
he
him.
kill Galactus?
He whispers something to Hulk, and then World War Hulk comes back from the whisper, and he's like, "I didn't come here to hear you whisper. I came here to hear you scream."
He yells at Thanos, and Thanos grabs him by the throat and breaks his.
His larynx.
Mhm.
Yeah,
was-
but you know who doesn't get murked by Thanos or Hulk?
Who?
The Sentry.
Yeah. Well, he goes crazy and dies. So
He also
And
tears
then he comes.
Ares
back.
apart. Yeah, Molecule
he-
Man destroys him, and then he comes back.
teams up with Doctor Strange.
and what
And
is this when he's in red and black suit, or is he back to yellow?
it was after
Lemire did a run with the red and black one, I believe.
Strange helps him undo being a horseman.
I don't know where red and black take after that or before that.
All I remember is he shows up in Annihilation afterwards, because he shows up in Annihilation, and he's like split into two people, and one is like trying to rule the negative zone, the other one is like getting weakened, so he has to combine
the last thing I saw him in was against Noel. Noel yanked Void out of him,
the Void.
Yeah, that would be the most recent.
and I don't know what happened to him after that. Like he was
Didn't he get
he was in
ripped in half?
Valhalla.
Who got ripped in half?
He might have got ripped in half
Because
he does the same thing they did at Carnage.
Yeah,
but then
Well,
he's
Sentry rips
Sentry's in
Ares
Val-
in half, right?
yeah, and then
Then
Noel rips him in half.
Noel rips him in half, but then
It all
he's in
comes full circle.
He's in Valhalla with Valkyries, though. So I don't know what's happening. I'll look at it.
Well, he's got the gold. He's got
But-
the Nordic gold blonde hair. He's gonna come in riding a Pegasus.
Everyone dies. Captain Marvel
Gets-
sucky dies.
She gets a fucking thing falls on
yeah.
her.
That doesn't kill Captain Marvel's a statue. I'm sorry. And
Captain
then
Carter
we don't-
gets
we don't
Captain
know that.
Carter could do
lasts
this all
the
day.
longest, but then gets cut in fucking half like a scrub.
And it's really dumb how they did the
Yeah,
cut in
she's
half.
just
But
like-
I get because they couldn't go rated R. They
I-
didn't
They
want.
don't want to show it.
But they maybe like you guys said there'd be a better cut where
And
it's like you see both sides slide off.
like an anime, just like takes it like
It's all
3
deep.
seconds to like
You
oh my woman.
God, I love
Shinderu.
Haley
Nani?
Atwell and I love Peggy Carter. I love Agent Carter.
The
I like that she had a little jetpack on too. That
I
was
like
dope.
all these buff women in the Marvel universe. We got her. We got
got
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk
We got
Oh, Natalie
Thor.
Portman. Oh my
Dude,
god,
her arms, bro.
Titanium.
Whew.
Titania.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a good time for us boys. If you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Go ahead. What?
I don't remember what I was saying.
But yeah, so they all end up dying, and then Doctor Strange is the last resort. No suffocation.
Suffocation, no
Ear-
breathing.
Yeah,
early-
no problem.
Earlier,
You also missed out
Professor
the-
X
Professor X,
was like,
Let me go into your mind
"You
palace.
Doctor Stranges always go at it alone," and then he alone goes to fight Wanda.
I like how he makes a cameo, and basically this happens in every movie, right? He
I
gets
think,
Professor
I think
X
every
gets
time he rolls in, it should be like,
no. It's like in his chair.
Yeah.
It's like speakers at the
Oh,
back.
excuse me.
Let me turn that down a bit. But Professor X,
Charles.
there's this podcast I listen to, and they always talk about this. Professor X gets what they refer to as Professor X a lot, where, and this happens in like a lot of movies. If there's a character that's like so powerful that they could just solve every problem immediately, you always have to take him out, right? Like Professor X in all of those movies, there's some reason that he's not solving the problem immediately, right? He's either passed out or he's dead or
spine. Apocalypse.
Don't you think that Magneto could have like reflected that bullet anywhere,
Well, he wanted to.
or just catch the bullet?
Because Moira McTaggart was.
So she's a mutant, a stinking mutant.
Stinky mutie.
But yeah, he rolls out and that's a cool scene. I thought they were going to do a little more with that. I was hoping it was going to be
Let me help you out.
a little
Infinite
Inception.
Tsukiyomi.
I thought it was going to be Inception. Like her mind was going to be like fucking crazy. Not the Apple Store, but like crazy inside of it. But it was all white with just a little brick of her.
Oh!
All white with
I
just
thought you were making a reference because the Apple Store is literally always busy.
Oh,
like I thought you were gonna
no.
be crazy and not like the Apple Store. I was like, what do you mean the Apple
The
Store?
interesting
Like the
part
Apple Store.
there is Professor X is trying to help other Wanda out of the little hole.
Come on.
But that's supposed to
Come
be
on.
Wanda though. Just
That's that reality's Wanda.
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was our Wanda that's
No.
corrupted.
No.
He's trying to pull her back into her like consciousness.
In
Oh.
control. But then other witches like, nope.
So
Which is-
Let me
which
just
also-
break your
But wait, are
Is it-
all those?
You died
I
in
thought they all represented different multiverses, though. They're all from there.
I think so.
Yeah. There's not even a close to a reference that they're from any other reality.
'Cause I thought they're all trying to protect their own multiverses.
No.
I thought it was interesting that because we saw Wanda in a bunker like that, you see that she kind of has the same origin story.
That's what it looks like.
Tony Stark still fucked up her childhood.
But what was her origin story? Like being in bricks?
Remember
That-
she's
the
watching
exact-
TV and she's
Oh,
like,
there's a TV there,
Under the
right?
rebel. The
And
rebel.
Tony Stark in
Tony Stark just fucking
missile.
nukes him.
It was his nuke. It wasn't him.
No, it wasn't even a nuke.
And this also
was a
fits
bullet.
into Wanda's just playing out some more TV shows that she enjoyed watching. She watched a lot of horror
She's
movies.
just in a little hole, like.
She watched horror movies.
She
and
watched The
now
Ring?
Mhm.
So she's like, "Oh, I gotta ring this shit up."
And clearly,
Start walking
who
backwards, up walls.
when Mordo fought, did he? No, because when Wanda was fighting,
Also, those handcuffs break
they
way
were
too easily.
They were
for them to ever be
purple
efficient.
magic with Wanda.
What?
It was red against purple again.
No.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Who?
There was when during the fight in this, someone had purple magic.
Nope. Nobody had purple magic.
Someone had purple magic.
Nope.
100%.
When Wanda's trying to pull out America's power, the red mixing with
But
the
when they start
blue-
fighting back and forth, she's fighting with someone and she's using purple magic. I'm pretty sure.
You are incorrect.
I wanted her.
Maybe the theater that you were in didn't have a high fidelity
So-
screen to be able to show you the proper colors. Or maybe
they took off.
see it in theater.
They took off and they run through the tunnels, which I don't get why she's shutting every door, and every door she's just breaking through with her like horror like.
That's like a thing,
Power.
though. That's like a movie thing, right?
I wanted her. I mean, she was kind of like the Terminator in that. That's what I wanted, more like a.
We skipped a lot.
Did we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we skipped Wong and Wanda going to Mount Wanda.
Destroy the Darkhold! Yeah.
They
Yeah.
teleport there.
Okay.
And she's like, "Why didn't you just teleport me to the castle?"
Yeah, I okay.
It wouldn't let him.
Let me walk it all back real quick, because when she first dream
Dreamwalk.
when she dreamwalks, right? She goes into Wanda's body and she's hanging out with the kids, right? But then she wakes up because that one chick comes. It's like Wong's like, I got to free me. I got to destroy Darkhold, and she was like, no, and
Sarah.
I was like immediately like, yep,
Right.
that's
She got cut out a lot too.
well. Obviously,
She has a Funko Pop.
you realize maybe if you that's weird.
So
that means
does-
she's.
Yeah. So
If you
does
destroy a
Rentra.
book,
So
an
does who?
evil demonic
Rentra.
book, right?
Who?
Something,
Rentra.
Who?
Rentra.
Who's
the
that?
Minotaur.
The Minotaur.
That's just the sell
Who?
to the kids.
What? What? What?
What?
What?
They make a Build-A-Bear. I'll buy it.
Oh my god.
They have Doctor Strange one right now.
Are you
I
gonna
want
buy it?
Your
Is it a bear?
Your dad sent it to me.
Is it a bear in the Doctor Strange thing, or is it like a stuffed
I know
Benedict
it's a bear.
Cumberbatch? I want a stuffed Benedict Cumberbatch. That's hilarious.
Well, anyways, I think we should shut up and conclude it because we've been going pretty long and there's still a lot more and we have to rate it.
Did you take notes?
Yeah, dude, I had to because this is such a big deal for me. There's a lot going on and I didn't want to do the fans, all 14 viewers injustice, you know what I mean?
Please stop.
No, we're going to stop right here and we're going to recap the rest of the ending next week and we're going to be talking about Chip and Dale. But we're going to give, not the dancers, and we're going to be talking about our ratings for this. And that's what people are going to want to hear, all right? That's what we're going to do. Conclude on American Chavez and how she was a breakthrough nudge star.
Sochi Gomez. I finally figured out how to pronounce her name.
Sochi?
Oh, no. It's Sochi. Sochi.
Like the place? Sochi, Russia.
Or was it So Chill?
See, you just said you knew how to say her name.
Wow.
Yeah, it was So Chill.
So chill, chlorophyll, borophyll. Doesn't matter. We're done. We're going to head out, you guys. We're going to wrap it up, and then we will talk about it next time, and we're going to recap the ending and give our pointers and views. And that will do it, guys. So subscribe, like, share. Thanks, Ryan, for coming. Hopefully we'll see him
Do you know
again.
the way? That's a podcast.